What are you going to do in the next 30 minutes to deal with the stuff that comes your way? Because you know there are some people out there in the world that are creating extraordinary things every single day, that are disrupting, that are jolting, that are shaking up their industry. Are you one of them? Whatever it is you do, whether you're a speaker, whether you're a leader, whether you're a manager, whether you run a shop, whether you do, I don't know what else you're going to do. Are you jolting your industry every single day? If not, how come? Look, here's the thing. Many of you will recognize this. Where have we seen this before? App Store. Okay, so I love my Apple gadgets. I love my iPhone, my iPad, my MacBook. I stroke it daily because I love them so much. And it never ceases to amaze me that I turn this thing on in the morning and it says, I know, 6. Oh, wow, 6 updates. That's amazing. How can that be already? Because there were none last night. So I go in, I have a look. It tells me that LinkedIn version 10.7.6.2 is now available for update. And you're like, wow, fascinating. Yesterday I only used 10.7.6.1 and it did everything I needed. But Apple and LinkedIn have decided, no, it's already out of date. You need 10.7.6.2. And it even tells me in the little drop-down list what's new. I go, yeah, of course I needed that. I had no idea I needed that. I go to bed, LinkedIn, 10.7.6.3 is now available. And we're in that space right now, right? We're in that space where technology, our phones, our computers, our televisions, our cars, we know that whatever we buy today is not the finished article. We know that it's going to be upgraded, evolved, transformed. So although we do it with technology, the thing is, how often do we do it with ourselves? When did you make any kind of upgrade? When did you last make an upgrade? Some of you in here will still be operating on version 1993. Where you'll go, yeah, but I was bloody brilliant in 1992. I was like the peak of my career. And we go, it's 2015, right? We're in a space where good enough is no longer good enough for whatever it is you deliver. We cannot simply now just go out there and do what we did yesterday and what we did last month and what we did last year. That space has gone. Because your customers, my customers are saying, we don't want it like that anymore. We want it like this. We want 10.7.6.3. The question is, are you going to deliver it? Here's the thing. You've got 1 minute with the person next to you. If you were to make an upgrade right now to whatever, to your thinking, to your attitude, to your mood, to your behavior, to your skill set, to the way you dress, to your volume, to your pace, to your pitch, what would your upgrade be right now that you can put into place right now? You've got 30 seconds each, off you go. Okay, come back. Okay, listen up. Who would share their upgrade? Because of course the thing is, once we put our upgrades out there, people are going to hold us to account for it. So it's no good having an upgrade that you keep quietly in your head, that you don't share with people. So let's have the two. Andrew?
So I use Facebook a lot, but to position myself as a world-class expert in AV, public speaking, I really need to get this damn ebook done and start releasing some YouTube videos and giving my knowledge out there to the world.
Okay.
Positioning myself.
So intellectually you know that you need to do it. What's going to make the difference between you intellectually knowing that and translating into some action?
All these people in this room.
Okay, so you've now got 60 people that are going to go, you said. Okay, nice. You, sir?
Sort of regret to put my hand up now.
Yeah, good. It's good that you're learning that only in 5 minutes.
I definitely feel like I need to take bigger risks with what I'm doing. So I'm currently working a lot, I'm not enjoying the most, running a small business and it's not going at the speed I want. And I feel that to get it to where I want, I just need to take bigger risks and be more creative with it. As I'm doing now, I'm sort of just crawling my way up.
Okay, so be bold. I have this idea that I talk about a lot called around dare to begin before you are ready. Because I think we spend a massive amount of time waiting for our stuff to be perfectly formed, in the right place, precise. Certainly as speakers, we go, I'll do it when it's ready. It's never ready, right? The time never arrives. It's really easy in our life to go from shit to good, I think. Shit to good is quite an easy step to make. Yeah, it is actually, because in organizations they call it crisis management. Actually, the biggest challenge for us is when it's good, when we tick the boxes, it works, it's okay, it stacks up, it does what it says on the tin. The hardest leap to make is from there to extraordinary. And there's a couple of things you need to know, which is that many of the attitudes, moods, behaviors, skills, qualities that made you good will not be the same ones that make you extraordinary. Okay, so there's something about you being prepared to let go of some of the stuff that made you good to create the space for the things that are going to make you extraordinary. The second thing in there is extraordinary never arrives. Okay, we never get there because the moment we fool ourselves into going, da-da, this is me, I've arrived, we're simply just good again. And you need to know that about your upgrades that you've just come up with, because whilst we're sitting in here for a couple of hours, the world out there is moving fast. And potentially in 3 hours' time, your upgrade is already out of date, right? Because the world's moved on, they're going, oh, actually, no, we don't want it like that anymore. Actually, we want you to do this. Upgrades are a constant. Okay, here we go. Get yourselves up on your feet, please. Jake. Okay,
Film front.
I want you to stand as though you're a singer. I got no idea what that means exactly. But for 8 years I made it up, so I guess we can carry on making it up. Some interesting ideas going on for how singers stand, but we'll go with that for now. Look, there's some words up here. It's a very challenging musical piece we're going to do. It's going to stretch some of you. It's very complex. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to do this through once. Once we've done it once, we're going to think about how we improve it, upgrade it, evolve it, make it better. We're going to do it once more. Then we're going to start going one at a time. The cool thing is, Anik said, it's okay, no worries. Anik said I can have at least 3 hours. So, didn't you, Anik? Great.
She ran out.
She's gone. Elliot said, I've got at least 3 hours. Okay, so I'm going to count you in. After 3, we're going to go through once. And we're going to think about how we improve it after 3. I'm loving the facial expressions of like some of you going. I had so many other things I could have been doing tonight. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. 0 to 10, 10 being amazing, 0 being a bit crappy. Whereabouts was that? 5, 6, 8, 0. So basically any number between 0 and 10. Okay, so listen up. Listen up. If we're going to improve this thing right now, and we're only talking a notch, right? We're talking the minor upgrade. We're going from a 5 to a 6, a 6 to a 7, an 8 to a 9. What would you need to do that is within your control right now to improve it?
Change boat to spaceship.
Body language.
Change boat to spaceship.
I know what the key is.
Yeah, thanks.
The key.
The key. Okay, so that's a great idea that we at least start in the same place. God only knows what happens after that. So I'll give you a starting note in a moment. Okay, we'll start on the same note. What else?
The tone.
A bit of tone? Just a bit of tone would be good. Yeah, there's always one that says that.
All the women singing soprano.
All the women singing soprano. All the men singing soprano. That's going to improve it. What else?
Start at the same time.
Start at the same time, because we're going to start at the same time, we're going to start on the same note. There is something about energy, right? If there were 60 kids in the room, and you go, you're going to sing, they go, yeah, bring it on. And we get 60 grown-ups that go, yeah, but I'm quite serious, and there's a cue in here, right? Merrily, 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 merrily. If you Google that word, comes up with all kinds of weird things like happy, smiling, having a nice time. Here's, if deep down inside you're enjoying yourself, just let your faces know, because honestly, because this is not about you, it's about your audience. So, okay, so starting note is row. After me. Row. For tonight, near enough is good. Row. Row. Okay, look, here's a piece of singing technique I'm going to let you into. I'm watching time because I'm stuffed otherwise. A piece of singing technique which most of you are going to struggle to get, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. It's very complex, don't ask me how it works. The more you open your mouth, the more sound comes out. I know, it's fucking weird, okay? But it's true. Some of you are going, it doesn't work, okay? So opening your mouths right now is good. More sound's going to come out. It's going to sound warmer. Smiling is good too. It lifts the pitch ever so slightly. It makes it sound a bit brighter. So smile, think about the words, think about your audience, stand well. We're going to have some energy. We got the first note. We're going to come in after 3. Okay, possibly. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Nice. Rock and roll. That's a 10. Okay, so who wants to go first? You put your hand up first. Come on up. Give her a big round of applause. Don't fool us into thinking that you need the words. No. Just look at your audience. Off you go.
Row, row, row the boat gently down the stream. Merry, 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 life is just a dream. Yeah!
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, you put your hand up as well. Come on up. Yeah, you can do the whole looking down trick. Come on up. Nice.
You can actually see me. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Big round of applause. Okay, I'm curious as to who would go third. Okay, come on up. I wasn't going to do any more, but hey, if I don't let you do it, you're going to go home upset, crying, seeking therapy.
I will.
Okay, off you go.
What was the note?
Any note you like.
Any note. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
This is often the point where people get a bit kind of smart-ass going, I'd have gone next. They all kind of chill out, I'd have gone fourth, but he didn't want me to, so we still got a couple of hours, just know that. Okay, look, here's why we're doing this thing. How many of you in here, car singers, shower singers, bathroom singers, kitchen singers, kind of anywhere but here singers? Put your hands up. Okay, so some of you go, I'd like to have a bit of a sing-song, but frankly, in this environment, it's just a little bit odd. So look, my outcome is that I get all of you singing. So I want to get you thinking about what's it going to take for you to make this thing happen. Okay, so we've got some other rooms we can use here, because I know that for some of you this will be uncomfortable. You're in this environment, doing this singing thing, in front of that weird bloke, in front of 60 people, it's a bit odd, but actually change the space and I'd be up for it. So we've got some other rooms we can use. We've got the toilet cubicles, probably a bit strange, but we can go to another space. So how many of you, if I was to say, look, let's change the space we're in, so we won't do it in here with these people, we'll do it somewhere else. You go to a room on your own, have a bit of a sing-song, and come back again. How many of you go, I'd be more comfortable to do that than to do it in here? Put your hands up, please. Okay, so some of you going, we change the space, we already start to change the outcome. Okay, so we change the space, we already start to affect the outcome. Okay, look, I'll do your deal. 10 minutes, one-to-one coaching time on the behaviors and action of an extraordinary singer. Okay, so here we've got the where, here we've got the what. So this is the what a singer does. It's about how they get themselves on stage, how they stand well, how they engage with an audience, how they build rapport with their audience, how they get themselves back off again. How many of you, with the action and behaviors in place, would be more comfortable to come up here and give it a twirl? Put your hands up. Okay, so some of you go, I love it. So some of you, if you had the behaviors in place, the action in place, you'd be more comfortable to come up here and do it. So you'd know the what. Okay, so look, I'll do you another deal. I don't want to put this thing because I got so slightly last. There was peace. I was picking up on the cue of Anik at the back, getting a little bit stressed with the noise. I spotted that. Okay, so 10 minutes, one-to-one coaching time on the skills of an extraordinary singer. So this is the how a singer sings, about vocal technique, about producing a note, pitching a note, sustaining a note. This is real basic core competency for how to sing. So after 20 minutes, you've got the what a singer does, you've got the behaviors of, the action of, and you've got the skills, the how-to piece. How many of you, with those two elements in place, would be more comfortable? Doesn't mean you're going to love it, but you'd be more comfortable to come up here and give it a twirl. Put your hands up, please. Okay, so we've got some hands. We've got those, I like the half hands thing, where people pretend that they're rubbing a part of their body, just in case I get them to sing again. Okay, so some of you going, these two pieces here are going to make a difference. So look, this stuff in life we see quite easily. We look around us, we see the space and the environment that we operate within. We see the way in which people behave, ourselves and others. We also see how people do their thing. We see the way in which they do their stuff. Then we get to another level on here, which is the stuff that we can't spot. It's the level that I call think. Think is made up of two pieces, beliefs and values. Okay, so our values being our highest held criteria in life, the stuff that matters most to us. So in my map of the world, I've got things like respect, integrity, trust, difference, fun. They're ticking away every day. I don't wake up in the morning and go, I'm going to do some difference today. It just runs. My values run, and the only moment I really think about them consciously is when I hit a wall in some ways. If I hit a bit of a blocker or some conflict, then my values come into play. Otherwise, what you see is happening at an action level my values running. Okay, so it's made up of values. It's also made up of beliefs. So beliefs being the script we run from the moment we are born. The things we learn from the moment we are born. Learn is really important in this because it implies that anything that we learn can also be unlearned. These are our rights, wrongs, shoulds, shouldn'ts, cans, can'ts, musts, must nots, do's, don'ts. For most of us, we don't walk around in the day thinking about our beliefs. We're just aware of this stuff happening. This is ticking away for us constantly. I put beliefs in a couple of camps. We've got the enabling ones, the ones that mean you go, yeah, what an opportunity. And the disabling ones, the ones that go, oh yeah, but. See, the thing is, if I do that, the problem with that is, some of you will have developed terribly sore throats this evening. Because you go, oh, it's a singing thing, I can't sing really. I'd love to. If I could sing, I'd be up there, but I can't sing, so I can't get up there. Our beliefs run. I was at an airport a few months ago, flying back to London, and there was a little girl, she was probably 2 or so, stood there looking out the window at some really big aeroplanes, okay? Now, her excitement at these aeroplanes, she expressed that through some very high-pitched wailing noises. And I can appreciate, right, at 42 years old, I still get excited by really big aeroplanes. However, I stand there and go, cool plane. Okay? That's what's happened after 42 years. She was there wailing with excitement, right? It was just gorgeous to see. Anyway, someone, and I'm assuming it was her dad, walked over to her and went, told you before, you're there to be seen, not heard. Oh. Okay, and it's that moment I go, it's a reality TV program, someone has set me up, okay, because people don't really tout this stuff. The child zips it, zips it, continues to watch the planes just with no expression. I go, how fascinating that someone holds that belief, they then pass it on, it goes viral. Is that the child maybe in 20 years, 25 years that I'm sitting with in a coaching session because they don't contribute to meetings, they don't speak up, they don't share their views, their opinions? I don't know. But our beliefs are incredibly, incredibly powerful. Okay, they guide our action every single day. So what I'm really interested in is time. What I'm really interested in is who got up to sing first?
This young lady.
How come? How come you got up to sing first?
Because I love singing.
There you go.
Okay, so see the ease with which that is delivered. Because I love singing. Okay, is that it? Simple as that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's nice, right? We have an enabling belief, falls into place, we exit. The thing happens. The belief fires off. Action means I get up and I go, yeah, I'll go next. How come you got up, sir?
Because she got in there first.
She's pushy. She's very pushy.
Because that's why I'm here. It's an opportunity to step up.
Okay.
Out of the comfort zone.
Nice. So hear the ease with which that's delivered, because that's why I'm here. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to step up. Thinking falls into place. Action follows. How come?
Had to do it.
Okay, had to.
Yeah.
Had to be done, according
I
to...
I can't sing, but I love to sing, and it was an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
Okay, I can't sing, I love to sing, it's an opportunity I couldn't pass up. Okay, who in the room was sitting here going, not on your life will I be getting up there singing? Who? Okay, so how come? You put your hand up, how come?
I actually really like to sing, but no one likes to hear it.
Okay. When were you last told that?
When was I last told that?
Yeah.
Actually, not so long ago.
Okay, now that's good. Have you been told that by a musician, by a vocal coach, by a singer?
No, all the people who are singing say, oh, everyone can sing, you can sing, it's okay.
So have you ever been told by a musician, by a singer that you can't sing?
No.
No, okay. But you still continue to carry the belief off and live it out. Of course, it suits you quite well, right? It suits you. Tonight, it suits you really, really well. How many of you would have got up here and done it if you'd have had maybe 10 pints? Yeah, okay. Let me tell you, your singing does not get any better after 10 pints. This bit doesn't actually change. The bit that changes is this bit, because we go from going, no, not me, thanks. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I love brilliant, I'm Beyonce. Yeah. That's what happens. Okay, that's what happens. So I'm not advocating that you should go out here being leaders and speakers with like a hip flask, because that would be wrong for me to suggest that. However, what I want you to recognize is how agile our thinking can be, how agile our mood and attitude can be. If it shifts from one to the other, it can shift so quickly from a disabling piece of thinking to an enabling piece of thinking. Okay, there's one more level in here I want to share with you, and then I'm going to spend just 5 minutes telling you why I am sharing this with you. This is identity. So identity level, I am absolutely a singer. Through and through. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of my purpose. Music is a part of my purpose. At this level here, think level, I believe I can sing. I've got the skills, I've got the right behaviors, and in the right space, I'll still do it. Okay, so all lines up really congruently for me, neatly aligned. There's some other things I can do too. I can cook a bit. So providing I've got a cookbook in my kitchen at home, I've got all the right behaviors that make it look as though I know what I'm doing. Providing I've got a book out, and I often have to have normally the ingredients in the bowls like I'm on a cookery program. At this level here, I don't believe anyone's going to die as a result of eating my food. At identity level, I am not a chef. Okay? I am not a chef. There is a big difference between something that I do and something that I am. And that shows in what actually it is I deliver at the end of the day, in the way in which I commit to it. Okay, so it becomes out of alignment. And if we had this as a real structure in front of us now and we shift one level on the wonk, what happens? They're having a rock and roll time next door, aren't they? They're having a much cooler time than us, potentially. What happens when one level is on the wonk?
The whole thing goes.
The whole thing goes, so it becomes unstable.
Yeah.
In people, that's called incongruence, when we have one level on the wonk. Another way of sharing this with you is some of you will have watched X Factor and some of those talent shows. This is a great example of what happens. So they come on stage, they own the space. They've got all the action that shows they know what they're doing. They say to them, how good are you? And they go, I'm the best. They go, really, how good? They go, I'm going to be bigger than Ollie Murs. They go, really? Yeah. How many albums are you going to sell? I'm going to sell 50 million downloads in the first 3 seconds. They go, wow, sing. And they start singing, and they sing something like a drowning cat. And we go, what level here is on the wonk, actually? Because what they've got, right, they got all this stuff in place, and the skill level is massively on the wonk and out of alignment. So therefore, it becomes unstable. So here's why I'm sharing this with you. Because, come on, next slide. Come along. There we go. Everything you do is a result of how you think. Okay? Everything you do is a result of how you think. What we're talking about here tonight is you going out and influencing some different outcomes. How are you going to make some different stuff happen? In order to do that, you have to do differently. That means at an action level, you actually need to behave and act differently. And in order to do that, here's the piece, though, that we often don't tinker with, is that you have to think differently. So only once you start to change the story, the narrative, the belief, the attitude, the mood, do you start to create some different outcomes. This is based on some work that a guy called Robert Dilts did in the 70s, some stuff around logical levels. At the heart of this, here's the message, if it's the only bit you take away this evening. The higher the level you are prepared to make the change, the more sustainable the outcome is. Say that again. The higher the level you are prepared to make some change, the more sustainable the outcome is. So we can change the space quite easily. We can say, do your thing in a different place. Don't do it there, do it here. We can say, learn some new behaviors. Learn some new skills. You know, organizations spend billions of pounds every single year developing skills and behaviors. And my clients say to me, we need a new course, we need a new leadership development program. They need more skills. I go, no, they have got more skills than they could ever use in their entire lifetime. You don't need another leadership program. What they need to do is massively transform their thinking. They need to upgrade their attitude. They need to evolve from a belief that is hugely out of date to a belief that is more in line with what we need to deliver today. Until you start to adapt and shift your thinking, the outcomes become much, much harder to move. Being extraordinary requires you to make daring and bold jolts. Talk about this idea a lot, about how we're jolting ourselves every day to take action, different action. How are we jolting others? How are we jolting our industry? How are you jolting your team? How are you jolting your organization? And it comes as a result of being a possibility architect. So possibility architects for me are those people that go out there and ask the questions and shape the opportunities. They are the ones that, thank you very much. They are the ones that say, what's possible? How could we do this? What would it take? Actually, if I want this outcome, if I want to elevate in my business and make stuff happen, how do I do that? As opposed to the impossibility architects. You'll know some of them. We can't do that. We haven't done that since 1763. We can't do that anymore. That won't work. Oh, we tried that. Oh, we tried that as well. The impossibility architects hit a wall. Actually, if what you're here wanting is to transform from just being good to being extraordinary, then you have to start evolving your thinking and start to think with some degree of possibility as opposed to impossibility. I have a book available.
Yeah, I'll buy it.
Thanks. I was going to give you a copy, but if you're going to buy it, hey.
I'll give
I'm
it
not,
one of these.
no, and actually I'm not selling them tonight, but I'll talk to you about it a bit later. However, there is an opportunity for you to get a free chapter if you want to go and sign up here. More importantly, though, we're running a competition throughout May, an opportunity to win some really neat prizes, and I'll tell you about that a bit later. However, for now, I want you, just before I wrap up, because I think I do actually have probably a minute left, and boy, am I going to use it. I want you to turn to the person next to you, and based on the upgrade that you made half an hour ago, maybe that's already out of date. You go, nah, the world's moved on. If it's the same upgrade, or even if it is a different one, I want you to think about at what level on that performance map do I need to make some adaptation? Is it about where I'm doing this thing? Is it about the action? Is it about some skills? Do I genuinely not know how to do this thing? In which case, go and learn the skills. Go and read the book. Go on the course. Read the handout. Go and watch a video on YouTube. Or actually, is it about your attitude? Is it about your thinking? Does your thinking enable you to do that thing? Or does your thinking disable? You have 1 minute in your twos. Off you go. Thank you very much. Okay, listen up. Listen up. There's this just before I wrap up, there's this idea. A mathematician did a really simple equation where he took this notion of two parallel train tracks. He said if we take two parallel train tracks, if we shift one of them by just 1 degree, okay, so the tiniest tweak, we look at it and we go, there's no point in even moving that train track 1 degree. 50 miles down the line, the two train tracks are over 1 mile apart. Go tiniest tweak, 50 miles down the line, over 1 mile apart. It's really overwhelming and probably a rubbish idea for you to go out here going, yeah, 90 degree, all singing, all dancing, turn around, I'm going to transform. It's rubbish. Don't do that. What I really want you to do, what I want you to commit to is saying, what's the 1 degree shift that I need to make? The tiniest adaptation. That's all. You don't need to be greedier than that. What's the tiniest adaptation I make? Because, you know, often we think of that as being not that significant. It's hugely significant if we commit to it. 50 miles down the line, over 1 mile apart, you open up the possibility to create some awesome outcomes. Thank you very much for playing.